up, guys? Okay, so here we are. I haven't put up videos in a while. It sucks because I love doing this. Anyway, I've been doing all kinds of work and, you know, kind of ran dry on some ideas. But that all changed. One day I was screwing around with my iPhone and saw this cool thing where you can take like your live, what is it, live photo? Is that what Apple has branded their GIF as? And turn it into a long exposure. Anyway, I thought that was cool and I played with it for a while, and then I was like, can I do that in Photoshop? And I was like, can I take handheld video and turn it into a long exposure? I know the science behind it, so why not? Then what pops into my head is Jeff Goldblum saying in the original Jurassic Park, he has a line that says, "You were so preoccupied with if you could, you never stopped to think if you should." And I was like, yeah, I should. So anyway, I went through, it took me about 10 minutes to kind of figure it out. I was like, you know what? I should share this. This is part of photography, is we need to experiment. We need to say what if all the time. As photographers, as content creators, we gotta keep hammering the what if question. So I did it. I don't know how I will ever use this, but it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna show you how I did it. And first we need to go get some footage and something that would look good as a long exposure. Gonna shoot it handheld video, and then I'll walk you through the steps. All right, until then. Oh, boom, back again. All right, here we are at the Brewster Run. Look at that. Nothing like some falling water. That works really well for long exposures. See if we can make that a nice, convert our video, handheld video, to a nice, silky, smooth waterfall image. All right, let's get to this. I'm gonna go grab some footage for us. All right, so now we got the footage. We need to take it back to my studio, throw it into the computer, and see what we can come up with. What do you think? All right, let's go. All right, guys, we're down in my studio. It's kind of a mess right now. Good thing you can't see what's behind the camera. Anyway, now I'm gonna download the footage that we got, and then we are going to jump into the computer and get this thing worked out so I can show you guys this cool little trick. All right, I will see you on the inside. All right, this is the raw clip of video that we're gonna use. So first thing we need to do is to bring in our video. So to do that, what we need to do is go to Import Video Frames as Layers. Gonna import them. And I have my video right here. Opening it up. It's gonna ask me what the duration is. For this tutorial, I'm gonna just import the whole thing from beginning to end. Say okay. And it's cranking and making layers, taking every frame of that video and stacking them one on top of the other. I expect I'm gonna have about 200 frames, so this could be intensive on my CPU. All right, there it is. There are all the frames from the video converted into layers in my Photoshop document. And let's see, as I suspected, 159. I was pretty close, pretty close. All right, so first what we're gonna do is we are going to select the top one, go all the way down to layer 1, so, and select that, or shift select that, So now they're all selected, and now I am going to go auto align layers. I'm not gonna remove the vignette. I'm not gonna remove geometric distortion. I'm just gonna do auto. I'm gonna hit OK, and this is where it gets intensive. So, good time to go make a cup of coffee, because aligning the layers is gonna take a while. We're just gonna let it chug through. All right, so we lined all the layers. We did this because this is handheld video, and we want all those frames to line up. If you shot this on a tripod, you wouldn't have to do that, but then again, if you had a tripod, you could do a genuine long exposure, so probably pointless. Anyway, that took a real long time. You probably don't need to do 160 layers like I did. I bet you would get a pretty cool result with 10 layers, and you would be done like that. Maybe 20. But the longer or the more frames that you have, the smoother the effect will be. All right, so now we have all of these layers still selected. What we want to do is right-click and convert to a smart object. Boom. Let's see what's going on. All right, we got our layer created. Now, for our next step, we're gonna go to the layer smart object stack mode, and we want to do this as a mean. And there it is. There is our silky smooth waterfall created from video. All right, so while we're in here, let's just finish off this this image so it's nice and purty. Let's do a little crop, and let's see if we can't straighten this guy out a little bit. I'm gonna straighten to the top of the waterfall. I bet that would look nice. And let's see, we'll hit enter. Bingo, that looks good. Since this is a smart object, I want to bring it in to my camera raw filter. Okay, now that it's in camera raw, let's work on our contrast a bit here. We're gonna crank up the contrast a little. Let's bring up the whites. That's a good. Bring down the blacks. Let's bring those whites up a little bit more. Maybe a touch of clarity, just a touch. Oh, geez, 1. Let's go to about 5. And a little vibrance. Bring some color in there. That's looking good. Let's hit our tone curve and give ourselves a nice S curve to build some more contrast. And I think with this image, I don't do this a lot, but let's lift that black point up a little bit. Kind of give it that nostalgia feel. Detail, we don't need any of that. Oh, let's see if we can bring some more contrast out with the coloring. So we pump up. Let's go to the luminance and see what we can do here. Okay, we'll bring the yellow up a little. Bring the orange up a little. Red. That red is a little distracting. So I'm gonna bring that orange back down. How's our green? Yeah, we can bring that up a little. This is building color contrast, or contrast with the color. Let's take some of the blue out, and now we'll bring in some saturation, some orange, some reds. Really work on those earth tones. Blue. I don't want to completely drain the blue, but let's see, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Okay, let's jump over. We don't need any split toning. let's go into the effect. Do I want to go effects? No, I thought there was a different vignetting, but let's give ourselves a little bit of a vignette here. Close in on that. Tighten up the midpoint. Dehaze. Dehaze interesting. I'm not going to use it in this, but sometimes it's good for kind of this tight contrast. It can add contrast in a different way, I'd say. I'm gonna put it at 3 because I'm really trying to build back up the contrast since we shot this on a neutral profile, since it's video, and basically contrast was stripped out of it. My next step, the camera calibration. I like to hit the blue saturation. I like to bring that up. Let's see if I shift my red down and kind of pull up the saturation on it. I kind of like what that's doing. We got a lot of green, a lot of moss, so I'm gonna leave the green where it is, and that's that. I'm gonna say okay. It's gonna go back, go to my crop. Hey, there we go. That is not a bad picture. You know, it's not gonna win any awards, but hey, that came from video, and we made it into like a sleek, long exposure. Not bad. All for no reason. No, all because you know, I wanted to experiment and see if it could be done, and it can be, and I love it. All right, I want you guys to, if you like this video, like it, comment, subscribe to me. It's all good, and I look forward to doing more experimentation like this in the future. All right, thanks.